Look. Israel Hayom wrote about it too. The Hasbara operations are out of control. It's so funny. ADL like post this, and then every single like pro-Israel newspaper and like including Israeli newspapers will immediately write about this shit. And it's so no motion. It's so no motion, but it's also, yeah, we'll start off with this. So obviously we covered this yesterday. Jewish Insider wrote an article that where they got the notes from the ADL, and it's yet another, like, it's the same exact like reheated bullshit that they do always. Like, remember with like Ilhan Omar, yesterday we covered like Ilhan Omar's statements about Israel that Trump back in the day used to say was like deeply anti-Semitic or whatever, and that's where that famous Trump bit comes from, where he says like, may Allah awaken the people. So it's always the same shit. Okay, it's always the same shit. You just like add a million different things that are like completely clipped out of context to try to like present this person in the most negative way possible. And it's funny because like it doesn't work, and it's worked less and less as Israel's cruelty has become more obvious, right? And Edward Isaac Dover is one of these like reporters that was always like an anti-Bernie, anti-left reporter. He has done a lot of like anti-Bernie articles in like 2016 and stuff like that. So what's interesting about it is twofold. Number one, these guys think that the New Yorker Festival is like the peak of legitimacy, when in fact, like, going on, I don't know, the Andrew Schultz podcast or going on Theo Vaughn probably does infinitely more for the average person, like for the average content creator, in terms of like reaching a broader audience in a positive way than going on a million of these like type of festivals. But for these guys, they think this is like the incredibly important New Yorker magazine festival. Now, of course, it's more beneficial for the New Yorker that I attend this than vice versa. And I'm doing it with Sagar, for the record. He's going to be like hosting it with me, I guess, or he's going to be hosting it alongside myself. And and they're obviously like selling tickets for it. I'm going to be doing it. But I think it's funny that like these guys think this is a major blow. Like, do you think the festival will disinvite you, or does this have no motion? I think it has no motion. It only has as much motion as like the New Yorker would give it, right? Like, me covering this stuff probably gives it more legitimacy than anything else. I still do it though, because I think it's good to show how stupid it is, right? It's good to show how stupid it is. It's good to show how coordinated it is. And I guess perhaps more significantly, it's good to show that like this is how out of touch the average like senior reporter at CNN is. Like, this guy's supposed to be tapped in, right? This guy's supposed to be at least somewhat knowledgeable about like the political influencer side of things, right? And it's so obvious that he is just like horny for deplatforming. He's horny to disparage. This is his way of just like, you know, attacking someone who is anti-Israel without directly saying like, I want to defend Israel, right? But what's really funny about it is like, even if this were to succeed, like, they don't understand that like, if the New Yorker magazine was like, yeah, this is really fucked up, sorry, we shouldn't have had this guy on, and then they back down, like, that's newsworthy in and of itself. I'm sure that'll like move around a little bit, like that'll get like some coverage and people will like celebrate it or whatever. They'll feel like they got a scalp, but it's utterly devoid of any sincere emotion, if that makes any sense, right? Like, what I mean by this is it's like mainstream media no longer has that grip over the average person. They still obviously have a lot of influence over, like, you know, marketing managers and executives and people that read newspapers in general, like the New Yorker, the New York Times. Like, they definitely have influence over like some very powerful people. But having said that, as far as like the broad subsects of American society, they got nothing. Like, this is not like me saying yes to the New Yorker Magazine Festival is better for the New Yorker Magazine than me saying yes to the New Yorker Magazine Festival and then them turning around and saying, oh, you can't do this anymore. We got to pull you out. Do you see what I mean? Like, it just doesn't, it's not, I'm doing this, and I like to call it a terrorism insurance for sure. But like, I'm doing this as a good thing for the New Yorker Festival, the New Yorker Magazine. Like, I'm not, like, they're selling tickets to my fans. You see what I mean? Like, I'm giving up my time to do this. Me not attending this is not going to like destroy my life. But having said that, it is funny that these guys think like this is the most esteemed thing that this person has been invited to. Me, this esteemed, legitimizing force of the New Yorker Magazine Festival. How dare they invite such a dangerous anti-Israel guy? And they don't understand, like, the people that write these sorts of articles don't understand that, like, this is not going to change. This is not going to change anything. The cat's out of the fucking bag. Toothpaste out of the tube. It's over. Like, you can try to actively deplatform every single person you possibly can that has the understandable position that they are anti-Israel, that Israel's doing a genocide, because it's the truth. Even if you try to deplatform as many people as possible, like, that's still not going to change people's opinion. If anything, that actually causes more resentment against Israel. Nobody buys this shit. So I don't know why they still try it. Anyway. In any case, yeah, we did it. We talked about this article again. Shouts out to the New Yorker Festival. I'll be there on the 26th of October on Sunday. And I am going to be live and alive. The New Political Arena. We're going to be having a conversation with Andrew Morantz, who wrote the article. If you guys remember, he was the one who wrote the New Yorker Magazine article on me, like the super in-depth one. And yeah, so very stoked on that. All right, but yeah, I did find this very funny. Headed to New Yorker Festival. It doesn't matter if rapes happen on October 7th. It doesn't change the dynamic for me. Is such a funny fucking take. These guys keep posterizing this take. It's like, yes, dude, whether rapes happen on October 7th or not does not change the reality of genocide. Like, you cannot genocide an entire population by being like, well, you know, there was rapes that took place on October 7th. Okay, like, what are we fucking talking about? Are you openly saying you're pro-genocide? That is just such an insane position, you know? And it's so straight. We should not focus on a 9-like tweet. Hey, chatter, this person is the senior reporter at CNN. Okay? This is not just like some random dickhead. I know from your perspective he's a random dickhead. He is literally an active... I mean, his entire role in mainstream media has always been to attack the left flank on liberal outlets. Like, that's what he has done. Edward Isaac Dover. That's all he's done. That's what he's done forever. And so it's just interesting to see because, like, obviously I have friends that work at CNN. I have, I have many producers that I know at CNN that are fans of mine as well. But then there's also, like, guys like this who just despise me. Yeah, he is the Mr. Anti-Bernie hit piece writer. But yeah, this is just slander. He specifically denounced any sexual violence being committed. He was saying that even if Hamas committed crimes on October 7th, it wouldn't make the apartheid legitimate. They don't justify genocide. How are you dumb enough to continue to use the same talking point? Rape doesn't justify genocide or starving a million children. I mean, bro's a reporter at CNN. Can't even be bothered to do critical thinking. We're cooked. But it's funny because, like, I think it was like one of the Hasanabi heads that quote retweeted this with a video of me talking to Donnie and said, why don't you just go have an actual human conversation with your coworker instead of tweeting slop? I was a naysayer early. When I saw the Aiden Ross collab, I thought this doesn't have motion.
So this is Trump with Aiden Ross.
When Trump went on Aiden Ross's stream, I was like, it was awkward. It was weird. But then I saw Trump on Theo Vaughn. And he started talking about cocaine. And I was like, uh-oh. this humanizes him.
Cocaine a stronger
Oh yeah.
up?
Yeah. Cocaine
So,
will make
you're way up with cocaine more than anything else you can think of.
Cocaine will turn you into a damn owl, homie. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Harris did consider going on Joe Rogan.
Yeah.
But she didn't.
So that was a mistake as well, I think, because Joe Rogan can't deliver adversarial interviews if his life depended on it. I was a naysayer early. By the way, what you described as rape fantasies was not October 7. I watched the clip and it was about the Stop Anti-Semitism Twitter account lying and saying the daughter of the Irish Prime Minister was raped on October 7. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, there has been so many crazy moments, and because there's like an unlimited faucet of crazy moments, people just like kind of forget. It's just an endless sequence of mania coming from the pro-Israel groups over and over again. It's a relentless faucet. Relentless torrent of hatred and insane, psychotic, pro-genocide statements, which is, of course, interesting because, like, there is no, I guess, reasonable way to defend genocide. You can't do that, you know?